Hi everybody, I hope you had a very happy Christmas. It's not quite New Year yet, but I'm going to be going away soon after New Year, and I would normally grow or sow my onion seeds then, but I'm going to do it earlier before I go away. I did toy with leaving it to when I got back, but I thought, nah, I'll do it before. So I'm growing 3 lots of onions. These are my white onions, Bedfordshire Champion, Magnet, the red onions, and Zebrun, our shallots for, well, they're banana shallots and they're lovely. So I'm trying to grow more of these this year than the onions because they're a little bit hit and miss. Sometimes they go to seed quite early. So I found that with the Zebrun, they don't go to seed so easily. So I'm going to grow a few more of these this year. And also they store quite well. My seed trays are ready for planting, just filled with multi-purpose compost. So Zebrun, our shallots, are going in first. So the seed tray's ready. Here are the seeds, and I'm going to put 3 seeds per cell, 3 or 4 per cell into the seed tray. Can you see that? No, hang on, let me put it here. There. So these are the seeds all in the trays now, and I should just cover them up and give them a little water. I'll sit them in a tray of water and bring them indoors so that they can germinate in a bit of warmth. And that's 1 tray of shallots seeds done. And then I've sown all of these in here, and I'll just give them a light sprinkle of compost just to cover them over. And then I shall sit this in a tray of water to water them from the bottom up. If you water the trays first, it's not so bad, but if you water the trays after you've sown the seeds, it can dislodge all the seeds a bit and get them to clump. So what I'm going to do is just pop these on a seed tray with some water in, and then it can take its own water. You don't want them to be waterlogged either because the seeds can rot, so just sort of nice and damp. And the one thing that I've promised myself this year is to put a label in everything. Sometimes I forget, particularly when I'm potting up seedlings. Sometimes I forget to write a label, and then I get into big trouble. So these are the red onions for this, or next year, not this year, next year. So hopefully they will germinate. I'll take these indoors to germinate while I'm away, and somebody will be coming in just to keep an eye on them. So my seed tray is ready, and I have made the little dents in to put the seeds in, and I'm using Magnet as the first one, my red onions, and I haven't really had these before, but I do like to try and grow red onions. I've decided that I quite like them, so we're trying to sow a few more this year than we did last year. And there, and the onion seeds are quite small. You can see there, whoops, just lost one. You can see there that they're quite small, and I put a small pinch, maybe about 4 in each of these cells. Sometimes they don't all germinate, but I'm aiming for about 3 per cell when I plant them. You can let them grow a little bit anyway, even if there's more than 4 seeds coming up. And then later on in the year, you can thin them out and use the thinnings as spring onions, which is what I tend to do, rather than leaving a few seeds in the packet that that you then forget to sow, and they get old and don't germinate so well. So nice fresh seeds will germinate quite easily. I've also decided to pop in some broad beans. I've got some growing on the allotment already. They're not very big, but I want to put in a couple of trays, or plant a couple of trays, because I'm sure that some of them haven't germinated, or that we'll lose a few to the little rodents down there. So I've got some backup seeds that I can pop in when I get back and have a look to see the germination rate. So I'm going to just pop one seed in each of these, and these are an autumn variety, Ocadulata or something. Anyway, they're an autumn sowing variety, and I just pop them in, one seed per tray like this. Hang on, just check which way it is. And I'll do that for 2 trays and just cover them up, and then they'll take a little while to germinate in this cold weather, but that's no problem because I don't want them to get very big anyway until I come back, and then I can check and see what's needed. And if I don't need them, then there's always people on the site that can use them. So I should just pop in 2 trays like this. And with these seeds, an important thing is not to water them very much. Just keep them moist, but don't overwater them, because the seeds can actually rot in the soil. So just a light watering and just leave them. They'll germinate. So here are the 2 trays sown now. And unlike the onions, I'm going to leave them in the greenhouse because I don't really want to bring on quick germination at all, so they can just take their time. So I'll leave them in the greenhouse to germinate. But as I said, don't give them very much water because you don't want the seeds to rot. So there you go. That's a seed tray full of summer leeks, all planted, and hopefully these should be germinated by the time I come back. I'm also sowing some leeks, Jolent, and these are an early maturing variety. And I sow these early because they provide summer leeks. These aren't so good for a winter harvest. They prefer to be harvested in the summer. So it's great to have a small amount of summer leeks. So I'm going to pop these seeds in here as I've sown the onion seeds. Usually about 3 or 4 seeds to a cell, and then I multi-sow them and then plant them all in one cell in a clump, and that way you don't need so much space for a nice little row of summer leeks. I'll take these indoors as I have done the onion seeds so that they can start to germinate while I'm away. So the seed trays are now indoors, and I've watered them just very lightly. These are a few fig cuttings I took and have brought in because it's cold, but they will stay in here now until they're germinated, which shouldn't take too long. And I planted up, I think I sowed these seeds maybe in September. It was quite late, and then I potted them up. I did put this in a previous video. These are Calibres, and I planted up a lot because we will be using some for the food bank as well as our own consumption. So I potted them up in pots rather than in seed trays, so we do have a lot of them, and they're really coming along strong, and they should give us a nice early crop, but they look really good. So these are the Calibres, and over here I just popped in some shallot and some onion sets just because I was given a few. There's not very many there, but I popped them in because, again, they can sit there until next year and when I'm ready for them. The other thing I've done, these are cauliflowers that I did at the same time as the Calibres, and you can see these are looking really, really wonderful. And again, it will be ready for a nice early crop, probably planting them maybe February, depends on what the weather's doing. But there's a good few trays for ourselves and also the food bank plot that we have, and they're looking very healthy. And I'll definitely do this again next year, and probably do some other sorts of brassicas. I have to move them out soon in February, at the end of January, February, because that's when my main seed sowing is going to start, and I'll need the space. So they will be moved to somewhere else so it frees up the space. But until then, they can sit in here and grow nicely. I also bought some bare-rooted strawberries, which I potted up. Some are faring better than others. That doesn't look too great, those couple there. But I shall leave them in, just because sometimes you think that they're dead, and once it starts to get a bit warm, you find that they're sprung up nicely. So I'm not going to worry too much about the ones that look dead, not until the springtime when the growth starts. So this is my winter greenhouse for now. Yeah, so that's my winter greenhouse for now. I hope you've enjoyed this short video, and I will see you when I get back from my travels. I'm hoping to make a video while I'm away with some, I hope, exciting little things to show you. But until then, you can start planting some of your early seeds and crops. There's more that you can sow or start to sow now that I haven't done, like aubergines, chilies, salad things, but I haven't started that. So I'm just showing you today what I'm putting in before going away, and most of these can take care of themselves. So until I see you again, have a good, happy new year, and whatever you're doing, however you celebrate it, and wherever you are in the country, happy growing. I'll see you next year. Take care. Bye-bye. Oh, I forgot. If you like the video, give me a thumbs up. Please subscribe. We need your help. And if you have any comments or whatever you're sowing in winter, let me know in the comments below. Until then, take care. Bye-bye.